Hi everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really happy, bright reindeer card with a little bit of emboss resist, some gorgeous distress oxides, and a super cute new die from Simon Says Stamp. Loving this reindeer, so let's jump in and look at the products that I'm using. This die is called the Dancing Deer, and I think it's really cute. You can cut it out and just use the outline. You can also use the fill, but I just think the outline is great. It's so delicate. And I'm going to be using a sentiment from the Tiny Words Christmas. Now this is a set that is packed with greetings. There are so many greetings. I think this is a great kit for the holidays. And Mod Trees Background, another really cool red cling stamp from Simon that is part of the fun and festive release. Now today I am working on the Tim Holtz Media Mat. I just got this thing and I just wanted to test it out in a video, and so far I'm loving it. The oxides are Twisted Citron and Crushed Olive, and I've got a sponge dauber for each, but I probably didn't need to do that. I had a couple greens. I'm going to do a little embossing with some Alabaster powder from Brutus Monroe and some Versamark. And I've got some Nouveau Crystal drops that I am planning to use, but probably won't. And I've got some clear confetti. It'll all make sense. Just hang in there. Hang in there. All right. And of course, the Misty. Can't stamp without it, especially not on a big rubber cling stamp. But here's what I'm going to do. And I learned this from my friend Gina K of Gina K Designs. Going to put the stamp in the Misty itself. So the stamp's not going to move, the paper's going to move. And this has worked really well for me. So I'm just going to take some of the purple tape, this low tack tape from Thermoweb, press that down onto the paper. And I'm just positioning my paper right over the stamp where I need it to be to cover the whole thing. Now the paper is stuck to the Misty door. So the nice thing is it won't move. It's going to be stable. So I'm going to take the static off my paper with my embossing magic pad, and I'm going to ink up my red cling stamp really well with the Versamark. I don't have to cover it edge to edge because the paper obviously is not edge to edge, but once it's inked up, I'm going to press down. Now I'm in this new habit of using a little cloth. I use my little Swiffer cleanup cloth just to press down on my Misty because it creates this smooth flow. And I'm all about the flow. I don't know if you know that about me, but I'm all about the flow. And it's really nice for stamping with the Misty. The other thing that's kind of fun when you have the purple tape, gives you a little handle. Gives you a little handle to hold onto when you're doing a full edge-to-edge image that you're going to emboss. So I like that. It just is it's a happy side effect. It wasn't planned. So now you can see all that beautiful powder on there. And I just wanted to show you that I like the folded paper technique because it's very quick to just gather all your powder. Yes, you have to wipe down in between, but it's a time saver. Another time saver, you can just emboss right on the glass mat because that glass is not going to be damaged in any way. So it's a really all-purpose surface. And I think Mama thinks she's going to like it. And now I'm just going to do a little oxides here, just the two colors. Not even that I think they're the greatest combo together. I just wanted two shades of happy green, and these colors are both fantastic. Both the Twisted Citron is such a magical color if you like green, and the Crushed Olive, surprisingly also magical. And I had never even used it before, maybe like a month ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, this color is fantastic. And that's all I wanted. I just wanted happy green background and white embossed trees. So this is just the classic emboss resist because the embossing area is slick, the ink does not stick to it, and to further enhance that effect, you just bring in a paper towel and just wipe it all over the panel to remove any residual ink that is sitting on top of the embossing. The other thing that's cool, damp cloth and your glass mat is clean like the top of the Chrysler building. Thank you, Annie. All right, cutting out one reindeer, and this is also using a piece of the Neenah Solar White Classic Crest. This is the 110 pound. I just thought it would be better with such a delicate die to have something a little thicker. Here's another little tip. If you ever have one of these little delicates that's kind of hard to pop stuff out and you don't want to bend it, just get a little foam pad or even take your Misty pad out and flip it over. It's easier to poke through when you can poke into a pad and then you don't bend your die cut. So, so cute. Dancing deer. I love it. Now it's time for a tiny sentiment. So the pad's back in the Misty, and I'm just going to take one of the little sentiments from these tiny Christmas words. Doesn't really matter where it is on this little scrap of black cardstock because I'm going to cut it out with a little banner sentiment label die. But the same process. Going to de-static it with my pad, add a little Versamark to the stamp, press it down, get that smooth press. Looks good. And then I'm just going to pour my same white powder that I used on the card panel too. And here's the thing, you can always keep a little dry brush, especially on darker cardstock. Sometimes those little flecks of embossing powder show up where you don't want them, and you just take a brush, just kind of dust them off. Just dust them off. Then get your heat tool nice and hot, and there goes that sentiment, all shiny and white and ready to be cut out. I love this die set from Simon Says Stamp. It's the sentiment label dies because you have the die, the label itself, and all these little corner notches, and it allows you to create perfect little cut banners with little fishtail ends. I love that. And now I'm going to trim down my background panel to about, well, let's see, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. That is my new favorite trim size because it's going to give me just a nice little margin with the panel to the card base. And the card base is just the Neenah Solar White, again, 110 pound, nice and sturdy. And I cut a piece of vellum also off camera, and this is about, I think it's about 3.5 inches tall, because I'm going to wrap the vellum around the panel. And I just thought it would be kind of cool, you know, sort of a frosty, cool look to this holiday card. And the nice thing about using this glass mat is all the little measurements and the tick marks. It makes it easy to line things up. So I can flip it upside down like this. I decided just to tape down the panel and then sort of adjust my vellum as needed. Now I'm just going to use a little dot adhesive, run a little bit down the side, and fold over the vellum. Try to make it nice and crisp. Give that a nice little press down. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Put the adhesive down, fold over the vellum, and now I'm going to cover the back of this whole panel with the dot adhesive. I just decided I'm not going to pop it up. I'm just going to glue it right down to the card base, just like that. See that nice little framing margin space? I love it. Now I'm going to add my little banner. I trimmed it to be a little shorter in length. I'm going to place that down right onto the vellum. And then I will take my reindeer die cut, and I'm going to go ahead and use a little liquid glue for this. I'm going to use Gina K Connect glue. Such a good all-purpose glue, and you can really control the flow, so you can put just the tiniest little dots onto even the most delicate of die cut. And the thing is, even if a little bit oozes out, it dries clear, so you're not gonna notice it. So I'm just gently tapping that down and just putting an acrylic block on it to just let it set up. And next, I'm also going to keep that glue out, and I'm just adding 5 little shiny silver snowflake sequins. I thought these were really cute and neutral enough. You know, they don't call too much attention to themselves, but they add a bit of shine. And I decided to go with 5 because odd numbers are very magical in design, or so I've learned over the years, and I thought it would be really nice to have 5 on this card, sort of surrounding my adorable dancing deer. And again, Connect glue, great for this. Now, I was going to use the Crystal Nouveau drops to do his nose, and I chickened out because I love them, but sometimes I mess them up. So I brought out some enamel dots from Doodlebug, and I thought, this way I won't mess it up. All I have to do is press it down. Now, I know many of you are very skilled with the dots, the Nouveau Crystal drops. I'm working on it, but for now, Rudolph has an enamel nose, and that is the finished card project. Really happy with how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching the video today. I would love to have you become a subscriber, and I will see you back here again soon with another card project in the future. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.